Hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're not, what's up? My name is Bella and I am a Latina mom content creator living in New York City. I am a full-time student. I'm also a wife and also a full-time employee. So I do it all. I do all of the things. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about running errands. Errands in New York City, errands with a big family, and how to prioritize them based on needs and children and also just your regular life, okay? Because sometimes your own errands get put in the back burner, and that's not how we take care of ourselves. Because in order to be the best parents that we can be, we also have to have really good self-care. Okay, so this vlog is going to be, it's not going to be long, but it's going to be very, very, very efficient, especially for people that have multiple children. If you're listening, take a notepad, put it on your calendar, put it in the little notes in your phone. You know, really stop and pay attention, because this not only helps you with parenting, but it also will help you with your own chaos. And if you're gonna think and tell me, oh, I don't have chaos, that's a lie. Everybody has chaos, okay? So here we go. Number one, write everything down. The only reason why I tell you to write everything down is because when you write it down, for some reason, your brain, it helps you keep it actually stored in there. There's actually research that has been done that when you write something down, your brain is more likely to remember it. Once you write everything down, you then take a step back and you look at the level of priority. And you're going to categorize that into three different things. You're going to categorize it for the week. So 1, weekly errands, today's errands, and top priority / urgency. Urgent errands. Now, weekly errands, and I know I kind of jumped into this, but I'm sorry. It's a really big topic, and it's also something that coincidentally you have to do every single day and you don't realize you're doing it. So the faster you can organize yourself, the better it will be. So I just wanted to kind of like get straight into it. You obviously know, follow all the socials. TikTok is for daily links and daily feedback and just catching up. Instagram, it's more weekly aesthetics. And here is, you get the nitty gritty. You get the fun stuff here. So, okay. With all that out the way, let's start over. You are going to categorize your errands into 3 categories: weekly, today, and urgent. Your weekly tasks are going to be potentially groceries, laundry, sweep and mop, garbage. If you live in a house, you know, you may have to throw out the garbage once a week or twice a week. Recycling, bathroom is huge. A lot of people like to clean their bathroom twice a week in a lot of cultures. So you want to put all of those things down. Some people do laundry, but then they do a separate load or separate laundry day for like linens and bed sheets and all that stuff. Me particularly, I do laundry once a week now. I used to do laundry twice a week, but now I switched and I'm doing laundry once a week, but I'm doing it during the weekday. So it's a little easier for me. And I make sure to do it when the children are in school. So it's a lot easier because there's not a lot of chaos. I can get it done. I make sure I do it either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So by Thursday, I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. I can go into the weekend smooth. So you have bathroom, house chores like sweeping and mopping, laundry, groceries for the week, garbage outside. Those are your weekly chores. Once you have your weekly chores, if I want to get technical, you can also add hair day, hair care to your weekly chores. Because for me, I have 3 daughters and I have to do 2 of their hair. 2 of my girls, I have to do their hair once a week, because if I do it every day, it's just not gonna work. Like, it's just I have one daughter that has curls that are like 4A, 4B, and her curls are like, whoo, she has a lion mane. It is the most beautiful crown you can think of, but it has to get done on Sunday. Like, she needs to have that hair care. So I would add hair care if you are one of those people that has to do hair once a week. You got it? Does that all make sense? So you put all of your weekly chores on one side of the paper. Now, on the other side of the paper, you're looking at today's chores. If you are going to do house chores today, example, which ones do you absolutely need to do today? Now, the way I would break this down myself so that I'm not going, or like I don't feel like I'm all over the place, is I would technically look at everyone else's schedule and see what I can do on my own without a lot of presence in the house. Meaning, perfect example, which was the laundry. I like to do laundry Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and I make sure that my kids are not here, or hubby. Like, I make sure I'm alone when I'm doing laundry. Laundry is a big task. I like to get it done faster. When I do laundry, I sit in the basement of my apartment building and I'm doing the laundry and I'm reading my book. So I'm also taking care of like self-care for myself. Like, I'm taking some time apart, but it doesn't work unless I do it by myself when there's no one there. So if it's something like garbage or bathroom cleanup, realistically, you are not going to try. Well, at least I wouldn't. And I hope you don't either. I would not try to clean the bathroom at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Doesn't make sense. Why? Because everyone is using the bathroom around that time. Everyone's coming home from school. Everyone's taking showers. Everyone's using the bathroom. Everyone's getting undressed, dressed. Everyone's doing too many things in the bathroom. You're going to lose your mind if you try to do the bathroom at 4 o'clock. So you prioritize. You can either A, wake up early and do the bathroom 5, 6 a.m., whatever time you can do it when there's no one around, or you do it late at night when you know that the bathroom is officially shut down for the day and there's not going to be a lot of foot traffic in that bathroom, okay? And once you have a time frame for that weekly chore that is going to be done today, you don't have to cross it out, but in your head, you've already prioritized a bit of your schedule. So you know, like me, if I was doing the bathroom today, I know I cannot do the bathroom right now. It's going to get done at like 9 o'clock at night when the kids are already in bed. When hubby is in the room doing whatever he's doing, I can go in and clean the bathroom without anybody bothering me. Now, I will also probably take a really long shower. You know, I will do my everything shower. I don't know about you guys, but when I clean the bathroom, I like to do like an everything shower. An everything shower consists of hair, exfoliation, skincare, shaving, you know, whatever you're doing, just you're doing everything in that shower. So that can be a combination. Like, you clean your bathroom and you're the first one in there. You're going to be the first one in there because you just cleaned it, you know, and you're already sticky and icky. You had a whole mess. Now you get to clean all that off and you get to be the first one to enjoy a beautiful, clean bathroom all by yourself, with no one asking you questions, with no one knocking on the door or trying to get into the door, with no one bothering you. So now you not only prioritize your schedule, you took care of a task, but you also took care of yourself. So you see how I kind of do that? I put them hand in hand, you know, and people always ask me, how do I manage to do my self-care stuff together? You got to lock them in together, okay? If you don't lock them in, you're not going to get them done. So you have to work smarter, not harder. Once you have organized your today and your weekly, you are now going to leave room for urgent errands, urgent to-dos, things that you have to do immediately, or things that you may have to stop everything else and get done. Now, if you've seen my previous vlogs, you want to leave room for chaos. So urgent errands, things that you have to get done that are like on the top of the priority, kind of falls into the chaos category because they're not something that you do every single day. It's not something that you will put into your weekly schedule. It's something that has to get done that you may not have to do again in 3-4 months. So the urgency is there to do it. If you knew about it beforehand, we're going to talk about that later. And that's, you know, procrastination. But if it's something that you absolutely have to get done today, that falls under the urgent category. And the way I would prioritize the urgent category is on time and need. Example, if I have to go grocery shopping and I am getting yogurt for my ASD child, they're very specific with the yogurt that they eat. I can only get the yogurt in Jersey, that it's a lot less expensive for me to purchase because I buy it in bulk. I know that is an urgent need, and I know that I have to do it within the window of 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. because that is the window where no one is home and I can drive to Jersey. And if I get stuck in traffic or whatever the case may be, I am back on time to pick up my child and they have their yogurt. So now I know that anything else I'm doing, this has to go within that time frame. That is example one. Another example would be because I'm not perfect, right? If I allowed myself to forget about my registration, or my inspection in the car and it's due tomorrow. Again, urgency. If I can do it online, I will do it when I am on the throne. I'm going to sit there and take an extra 10 minutes sitting on the toilet and renewing my registration. Or, setting an appointment for my car inspection. Like that's just how I like to manage my time and prioritize the things that I'm doing when I'm not doing anything. If that makes sense. Like there's nothing that I try to do that is not combined with something else. So I would do that. If it's something like, if it's an urgent task, like a child meeting or a parent-teacher conference that came up out of the blue, or your kid got a bad grade and the teacher wants to speak to you. If you can control it, I would definitely get ahead of it and make sure that I prioritize reaching out to the administration or to the teacher and just say, hey, this is what works for me, this time frame. When it comes to urgent errands, urgent to-dos, do not allow yourself to wait for someone else's timeline. Someone else's timeline is going to mess up your entire day. Usually people are more responsible when they are on someone else's time. So if you have a meeting with a professor, if you have a meeting with a teacher, tell them what time you're only available to meet. That not only helps you prioritize your errands, but it allows you that certainty that this time is allotted for this meeting. This person's going to show up. We're going to get that done and it is done. Out of the way. Today, I woke up. I got all of my children ready for school. I dropped them off to school. And I went to the gym. I had lunch with hubby. So that takes care of children and morning pickups and morning to-dos. I was able to have lunch with my husband that took care of the self-care, lifestyle, and marriage category for me. So we can have some bonding time. And then as soon as I got home, instead of going through the front door, I went through the basement so I can see if there was anyone using the laundry room, and I noticed there wasn't anyone there. Today happens to be one of the 2 days that I do laundry. So I said, I have 2.5 hours before my kids get out of school. I still have to get this done. It's a weekly chore. It's going to get done right now. In the meantime, while I was doing laundry, I was able to go then and pick up my kid from school and bring them back. And by the time I brought them back, the laundry was done. It was dried. I came upstairs, and because I'm doing it weekly, I didn't have a lot of laundry to put away. So now I'm here, right? I already did most of the errands. I am vlogging for you guys because we're consistent, girl. Okay? I have not let you guys down. We have been doing this for weeks, every single week consistently. And that is the type of energy you're going to get from me. Okay? Disclaimer. But seriously, be here every week because I'm going to be here every week and you don't want to miss out on things that happen every week. All right. So once this vlog is done and I finish lollygagging with you guys, then I have my afternoon errands, and that will consist of homework and admin stuff for my job. So that's kind of like a synopsis of how you can incorporate every type of errand, which was the weekly errand, which was the laundry, the today errand, which was the vlog, and the urgency errand, which was for me, have a lunch with hubby because we haven't had one in like 2 weeks. And that was very important for me to do. So I needed to make sure that I got that done before the kids came out of school because I wanted alone time. And I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel exhausted. I feel like I had a very productive day, and I'm still leaving room for chaos because I have a lot of kids. So the rest of my night, I'm going to be doing homework and I'm going to be doing admin work, but there's going to be a high chance something is going to happen where it's going to require more of my attention, and that's just going to get done. But if you understand what I'm saying, try to rework your schedule, rework your day-to-day with those categories: weekly, today, and urgent. And I promise you, you are going to feel a lot more relaxed. And I say this because it's my lived experience. But when you are thinking about errands, a lot of times people don't know how to categorize them correctly. And when you don't know how to categorize them correctly, it just becomes a huge cluster and your brain becomes a mesh and a fog. And now all of a sudden you are thinking about cleaning the bathroom, doing laundry, vlogging, homework, spending time with your loved one, and hair care all in one day. Why? Why are we thinking about everything in one day? Versus it's Tuesday. I'm not doing the bathroom today. I am not doing hair care today because hair care is only on the weekends. I am only focusing on laundry and vlogging. Anything else that I'm doing is separate. Everything else that I'm doing, such as homework and stuff, goes into its own category. So in the morning and in the afternoon. The only thing I have to focus on is making sure that I get laundry done and making sure that I vlog. Thinking about anything else is just going to stress me out. You know what I'm saying? And in between that, if you really break it down, that's only 2 hours of your day, you know, outside of work and stuff like that. So now you're able to like think, okay, what else can I fit? In my urgency category, I know that I have to spend time with hubby. I can definitely fit that in today because all I'm doing is vlogging and laundry. You see where I'm going with this? Separate your categories. Make sure everything is in the right space and then see it from an outside perspective. And you're going to be able to do things so much easier. Your life is going to feel so much better because you're not going to feel so stressed out and so chaotic and so flustered. Spread it out. And when you're done spreading all of that out and you kind of really have a feel for how you're doing things, you want to make sure that you incorporate 2 more things into your schedule. Your morning non-negotiable and your evening non-negotiable. This is something that you're going to do for yourself, not for anyone else, not for your kids, not for hubby, not for nothing, not for the house. It's for you. That takes care of, and that also checks off the box of self-care. So if you need to stretch and you also need to journal, you feel like when you journal, you feel like a much better person. You left all your thoughts on paper, so you have a clear mind. If you feel like journaling is something that you should do as a non-negotiable. If you feel like throughout your day, sometimes you feel really, really exhausted, even after you shower, and when you're about to go to bed, you're so stiff and uncomfortable and you just feel so much better when you stretch. Girl, stretch. But you have to figure out when you're going to do it, whether it's in the morning or at night. So you decide. I cannot tell you whether you're going to stretch in the morning or stretch at night, or if you're going to journal in the morning or journal at night. All I ask is that you choose 1 non-negotiable for the morning and 1 non-negotiable for the evening. Whatever that is, it is up to you, however you feel, but make sure it's just for you. That way you know in your brain, not only are you doing the weekly chores, you're doing the today chores, the errands. You are also doing the urgency errands, but you are also still taking care of you. And that's going to give you a sense of purpose for yourself, and without feeling so overwhelmed and without feeling like you don't have it all together. Because newsflash, no one does. So with that, I end this vlog, and I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys were able to kind of get that little nugget, those little tips and tricks that I use on a consistent basis. Again, I am a mom in New York City. I live very chaotically because of my surroundings. I'm also a wife. I'm also a full-time student, and I also work. So for me, working smarter and not harder is the cherry on top of every single thing that I do. I hope this helps. I hope you guys resonate. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below what you think is best and what you're actually going to try to incorporate in these upcoming weeks. I look forward to some feedback, and I want to know whether it worked out for you. Okay? I want to know if the urgency list and the non-negotiables is something that you can, follow through with. But don't forget to write it down. Okay? All right, you guys, I will see you next vlog, which is on Thursday.